short today with
Yes.
dancing because we always dance so much.
We do, but this was the first time the Pink Panther dance has ever appeared
right?
on the show. These are not leopard spots. These are they're Hawaiian flower, which probably makes it worse. It's my mother's blouse, so okay.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Mom.
Happy November, even though we've...
Happy month, whatever month it is to you, in whatever year that it is to you, sometime in the future.
And I'm not letting go of my pumpkin spice just yet because I don't understand. People are already decorating for Christmas.
Yeah, they completely bypass.
So they like totally forget November. It's like, all right, just jump right. I mean,
Not cool, dude.
Okay, I love watching, not listening to Christmas music. I don't want to listen to Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. But I will watch the Hallmark movies, which I have told you before. Now, as far as decorating for Christmas, no, that's just way too early. Way too early.
Come
so
on.
I'm still thinking, like, how am I going to decorate my table for November? That's what I'm thinking.
Come on, people. Let's get it
so come
in
on,
order.
stop skipping Thanksgiving and the season of the month of Thanksgiving. I mean, let's celebrate Thanksgiving, the month of Thanksgiving.
Agree.
November.
Okay.
Isn't November also supposed to be no shave?
Yeah.
November or something?
Have you been not shaving?
No, because it came to my mind the other day. I'm like, isn't it like
No
November
shave
usually celebrated as no shave November?
I don't know how it's celebrated. It's just like one of those things that
like
kind of
you just don't
it
shave
goes
your,
along. Okay,
you just grow it into like this curly beard.
When do you think it actually happened that one day became a whole month-long event, though?
One day.
Yeah. So it started with
Christmas,
Christmas, I think, right? So Christmas, it was like now all of December. Used to be only all of December.
Right.
Was Christmas. And then it was, and then, now birthdays. People they have like their birthday month, like the whole month,
I guess.
right? Or at least
and
the whole week.
Like, destination birthdays. We have a friend who wants to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. That's interesting. What happens? I wonder where those things.
Yeah, and then October is like definitely all of October is celebrated. I mean, I like that. I do. I feel like we were talking about that. I think the other day.
That's strong.
Your cold brew.
Yeah, you pour yourself.
Brewed it for like a whole weekend.
You pour yourself a cup of can do. This is cold can do right here. Cold brew coffee, and it is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to taste it.
But I was really happy because the sun is out earlier and I can go on my morning jogs. Because, for the past month, I was running in the afternoon and it was just so hot, though. I mean, and there are a couple days that might have been like nice 70s weather, but now it's been,
Well, is this
Don't
the
you
real?
like it?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I love it. I like this time.
Even though I heard that it's not good for your health to switch times.
Well, no. I don't like switching times. I think I like this time better because,
that's true.
First off, like only the early risers gets to like it's like you work for the sunrise instead of like rolling out of bed at 7:30 and still get to see it. But also like it gets darker earlier.
Yeah, which I do like.
It makes you stop, makes you settle down. Now, when we were up north, I didn't like it because like it would get dark at 4 eventually.
Yeah.
And that wasn't fun. So what's the real time? Is this the real time or was the other one the real time? Which one was the real one?
I don't know. I do like the when we do fall back. I do like that. I always feel like I'm like ahead of the game. Whereas when we fall back, I'm always feeling like, gosh, I'm getting to bed so late, and because the sun goes down so late. I know, like you were saying, when we lived up in Idaho, I mean, the sun would set at like 4 or something like that. And it's funny because like our daughter would work, and she'd work from like 9 to like 4 at one of the restaurants there. And she'd get home and it'd be dark, and she's like, I don't like my job. It just takes all my day. I'm like, I know. Anyway,
So I was about to call our daughter because I heard her alarm going off. See, that's what happens when you share a set with a family. The perpetual
Also, I keep
alarm
looking
clock.
at our refrigerator back there. I know that it's right. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get a new one because it's breaking down.
We will see.
So I called the landlord. I'm like, the refrigerator is not cooling. Good thing we have another refrigerator sitting in the garage. So that's what we've been keeping our
We're a family
food.
of Refrigerators. So I had something. I know you have news.
Yeah.
Do you have any news?
Yeah,
I want to hear because I have something fun that I wanted to do with you. There's a new discovery found, and I wanted to test it on you.
Okay.
It involves technology.
Okay.
So, yes. Go ahead and hit me with the news first.
Okay. So the news is it's just kind of funny in a way, but not really. I don't know. You'll see. You can laugh if you want. So it's a girl who was in a play, and the title was something, and I changed it. So my headline is Carrie gets into a car accident. Carrie, if anybody knows about that movie, Carrie, it's like a horror movie.
Okay.
The girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she killed all these people in prom or whatever.
It's a wonderful movie, yeah.
Okay, well, it's part of the... So this girl was in a play called Carrie, and she was dressed up, covered in blood. On her way home after the play...
I already don't like where this is going.
On the way home after the play, she gets into a car accident. She hits a deer, and it literally totals her car. Like the front of the car is totaled, and...
I get it.
Anyway,
and
so she
when the first
calls,
get
she
there,
freaks out, she calls, I got into a car accident.
Oh my God, I'm covered in blood.
Somebody. Yeah, and she did tell them, the 911 operators, like, okay, I'm dressed up in this costume, I'm covered in blood because I was Carrie for Halloween. And so the first responders did not get that message. And so they arrived and they're like freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, ma'am, do you need help? Do you need medical attention? Like, and she walks out like, no, I'm okay. But she forgot to tell them also like, oh, this is a costume, by the way.
Oh, really?
So they're all like confused because here she is covered in blood, right?
But she's not bleeding.
No,
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the car was pushed in and...
Wow.
Anyway, so I thought that was kind of funny.
So it makes you think, like, if you go out with a skeleton costume, there's always that chance, right? They're gonna reset your, but there's something.
They're gonna think.
I don't know. What's wrong with this guy? Skeleton came out of him.
Oh my God.
I don't know. All right. So.
Oh Lord.
I have. I discovered something yesterday.
Now I'm waiting to see.
You are waiting to see. So I discovered this is on
too.
This is on iTunes. So we have like the family iTunes.
Oh, speaking of Apple.
What about Apple?
Apple just released their Apple
movies.
Yeah.
Apple movies.
So now all their
Doesn't
Apple
matter.
movies.
Disney movies is gonna beat everyone, and like it's not gonna even matter. So what I have is
I don't even know if I want to make a switch or anything.
They have so when you're playing a song on iTunes on the iTunes, it actually will show you the lyrics. So it's almost like, wow, you can karaoke sing along.
Oh, fun.
This is also really good.
Maybe.
I'm not going to make you sing along.
Okay.
This is also really good for like actually checking lyrics, especially from little like artists who have said things and you have you don't really know what they've been saying. So here we go. I've got this famous song. Right, you know this one? We know the next words?
That's Michael Jackson.
Right? And so if we were to go on, so I'm going to click on this, and it's going to show me the actual lyrics, so I can see right here. See that? And so I'm gonna get to a place, I'm going to pause it, and you're going to tell me what the next lyric is going to be. Ready? I'm going to start easy. Here we go.
Get around.
What did you just say?
Going dancing on the floor, get around.
All right. The actual lyric is... I never knew this.
Who will dance on the floor in the round?
Yes. So now you know. And it's really a question.
What is it?
Who will dance
on the floor?
On the floor.
In the round.
So
I like it. I like it my way.
You like your way better. So we should
going dancing on the floor. What is it?
On the ground? I don't know.
Get around.
I knew it was around something.
Get around.
All right. So there's more. So that's Billie Jean. We like very
That's
very
crazy.
famous.
Wow.
Here we go. I'm gonna go with the next song that he has on here. And we know this song, right? And all right, I'm just gonna fast forward to this place. It's cool because you can click on the lyric.
Oh, cool.
So here we go. What comes next?
Wait. You better run, you better do what you can. Little Superman.
That's it.
I don't know.
It was da 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 da. Superman. It was that. Or it could be.
Wait. He actually says
I think that's what Michael Jackson. Superman. But he says,
don't want to see no blood. Don't be a macho man. Yeah.
So I knew the Macho Man part.
Okay.
But it's like this. It's interesting. Like some of these lyrics, like, and again, Michael Jackson. It's really funny to do on him because, let's see. Here's one you will never know because no one knows any of the songs words on this lyrics on this one. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna get to the easy part. Ready? What is he saying?
Annie, are you walking? Are you
No,
walking?
he does not say, are you walking? He does not say this. I knew this one.
Annie, are you walking?
So,
are you
Annie,
walking?
are you walking? Are you walking, man? He doesn't say
Eddie?
walking. Annie. It's
Annie.
Annie. It's definitely
Annie.
Annie.
Are you walking?
Annie, are you...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Are you...
I always forget this one.
Are you
I always
okay?
think, like, are you walking?
Annie, are you okay?
So, listen, when I heard these songs, they were back when I was little. So I was like about 12, 13, when Michael came out with that whole album.
And back then,
And so
how did we learn lyrics?
And of course, we didn't have like...
Internet.
Yeah. No, we didn't have
What,
internet.
do you remember those little tape
The
covers?
tapes,
and you'd open them up
and that's,
you'd
yeah,
read
and,
through?
and you played over and over and over, and then, or you listen to it on the radio or whatever, but then after a while, you're just like, whatever, and you just sing it. You make up your own lyrics.
My favorite was
That's just how it is.
recording it from the radio. Did you ever listen to the radio and hit the
Oh,
record
yeah,
and play
yeah,
button
yeah.
and you like make your own little
I remember
hijacked
that. That's
tape?
funny.
So that existed way before the internet was pirating music. It happened back then. So those are all the songs I had for now, but there are many more. It's fun. So if you ever are curious, just look up your song on iTunes and there's like
So
this
it's
little
Apple
lyrics
Music?
box. It's I'm sorry, Apple. My kids are relentless.
He's still going through
Second puberty. It's
I don't know about this shirt.
my kids kill me. So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? My kids kill me when my voice cracks. It's really bad. So anyway, it is. I think it's just Apple Music or iTunes or whatever that is. So yeah, it's this one. It's just Apple Music.
Okay.
Yeah, Apple Music.
Yeah.
There you go. It's
so
fun.
So I was gonna say that this weekend, Donnie and I had a serious conversation.
We did.
We did. About what's gonna happen to the future of the morning laugh.
Oh yeah. Let's bring them into the conversation.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Because we did. We were like October.
We were committed to the end. Like
Friday was our last one, and we actually filmed one, but we ended up not. It didn't. We lost it. It went into cyberspace somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, literally, like, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it again.
And yet here we are.
Like I said, we had a serious conversation this weekend. But you know what? We're back. And what do you think?
Well, I mean, to me, this is like, it's interesting because I happen to be reading, I didn't bring my book, Flow, out here, by some guy who's named, he's like a Michael Jackson lyric is his name.
Yeah, whatever that guy
Annie, are you okay is what we'll call him.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that he talks about in the place of work, and I don't agree with all of his philosophy, so I'm like, as I'm going through, it's like, like pulling bits and pieces out. But this is, it's psychological science study. But it's the state of doing something for the sake of doing it. Not because there's any gain or any profit for you, or not because of results, but because you're in the moment. And like, that's what one of the ways that he describes people who are in a state of flow. Yeah. So I feel like that actually relates to what our decision was and why we are here this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, for me, there were things that I felt like it just took away from other stuff that I could be doing too, even though I enjoy doing this. I really do. Like, I love, usually in the mornings I don't fix myself up. I just kind of throw my hair up and put on my shorts and a t-shirt. But I like to dress up, and it just kind of gives me a little...
Yeah, and usually I don't wear pink leopard spot shirts, just underwear. And so, like, I'm way
So
different.
anyway,
No, it's
so
the
I
same.
like that part, and then I also like sharing and making me, he makes me laugh. I like to laugh. I'm like, I make people laugh. Well, it's him because I laugh. What man? We and then whatever it is that, and we don't know who really is watching us, but
No.
it doesn't really matter because right now this is what we feel like we need to, well, not need to, but want to do.
Well,
And what?
well, no, yeah, like I feel like it for me, and really kind of where this came together was like, what's the end goal in this? Like, is there any end goal? And usually, like, if you're going to do something consistently, there needs to be an end goal, or like
yeah.
you're like, where are you going with this?
Yeah, really.
And I had someone reach out to me and say, hey, I noticed that you're doing this for your business, and I'm like, I'm not doing this for my business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if my wife would do that with me, for a business. And it's like, that's not what this is about. This has always just been about just hanging out and enjoying each other. But I think in the process, though, it doesn't just, like, my goal is that this doesn't just serve us, because I do think that, yeah, we get to laugh. It's a great way to start the day. Honestly, it's like a coffee date together, except for I'm normally looking less this way and more that way, right? If we're on our coffee dates.
Well, it's not exactly kind of like our hobby.
It's kind of like it. But it's squeezed in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not doing musical
no,
stuff.
and we're
with
not
you. We're
like
not
pulling
dancing.
up funny news and stuff.
Funny news. Yeah, those are just sidebars.
Just kind of give that for you guys.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, those are just ways for us to express, for the expression of us. And
But the topic of conversation is where I think, if anything, in our show, I feel like it needs to shift in some way, and not the topic of conversation. I think it's been good, and I know we kind of talked about like how I'll say, okay, what do you have to share? So everybody kind of expects Donnie to share, but it's not. That's not. We want it to flow naturally, and so, and I've realized for me, it's like I've just been kind of there, like sitting here on the side, whereas I want to participate more. And I know, like, I haven't really expressed that total. I mean, I kind of have to Donnie, but
I'm totally surprised by this.
but no. I mean, and that's what Donnie says. Like, he's like, oh, well, we're, I want it to be kind of like we're like on a date. In a way, it's more like, whoever is there watching us is kind of like you're being invited into our home. And like if we were sitting across and having coffee and sharing with you guys.
Yeah.
And definitely, we would love you to interact with us, and because we don't know who's actually watching. But anyway, so as Donnie and I interact, we're kind of interacting with you too. But and I'm saying, like, as the conversation flows and how we're interacting about just life and things, and yeah, we laugh and giggle and
I think
and share and whatever.
Our hope is that we get to deposit within you, I think, a couple of things: really joy,
yeah,
and then peace and rest. And so, the reality is that all of us need sometimes an environment change. And if you want to, you can come to our house and you can have that environment change with us here. As a matter of fact, open invite.
Just send us a message.
Yeah, let us know. We don't always wake up on Saturdays like this,
Yeah.
but we want to be able to have that same impact with you. Like, it's being able to put yourself for a little while in a different place, with people who think and feel a certain way that I think that you do as well. Mm-hmm. And allow yourself, instead of just being thrown into the spin cycle of just all of the stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff, like all of those things, to be able to almost pause that for a moment, let yourself laugh, let yourself breathe a little bit, and then go back into all those things a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit happier. Mm-hmm. And that's our goal. At least I feel like. And so we want to be that place for you.
Yeah, definitely. And however that is. And there's going to be times that we do like share some serious topics, or I might be more quiet because that's how I'm feeling, or, I'm just saying, like, the flow of this whole show in us the show is going to reflect who we are, and we've always have forever have said that we are people that we're transparent.
You're gonna get
We're
genuine.
authentic, genuine, and I can never really hide something.
Sure,
like
you can't.
Things are whatever, right?
So do this. I want you to look right at me. Actually, look a little bit this way.
Me?
Yeah, look this way.
Why?
You have this giant piece of hair that's coming off you. I don't know how you don't see this.
Where?
It's
Where?
amazing.
I don't see
It's
it.
like a great
Do you guys see it?
feat. If you turn this way, I think they can. That was what I was trying to.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Oh, it's gone now. I'm really weird about hairs. If I see them from my eyeballs, I have to get rid of them. I have to have a clean view.
I know.
I have to have no hedges that I'm looking over or under. So.
Anyway, so that's that, and.
But that's what we want. And for us, like, the idea is that this serves us. Like, we get to laugh and be with each other and start in a good way. And we hope that it serves you. And I think, I don't know, is there like a specific, I don't know, who do we serve? I guess it doesn't matter, right? Whoever says that we serve them.
Whoever you are, thank you for watching us, I guess. And you kind of find like us interesting. No. I don't know. But here's, I post this on Facebook, and, and a lot of people that post on Facebook, and of course YouTube, you get glimpses just through photos and a few videos, maybe some people post, and we're literally like posting our thoughts and everything. And I know, like, I did that one challenge for those 30 days. I did not have this whole thing planned at all. And I just felt that
Actually, we never planned this. We just woke up and said, let's do it.
Which we've been also talking about following inspiration or jumping into inspiration, or your following your intentions or something, and how and when to do that, and also how and when to stop, because sometimes people keep doing something and they hate it and then they don't stop. And that's why when we had this conversation this weekend, we're like, what do we do? Do we keep going, or so we don't know how long this thing's going to be, but it's day by day. It
is day by day. Now, and I know that, so we're going to end the show here. Mm-hmm. And then I think actually for those that actually want to stick around, I would like to share so we can have some bonus content of how we follow this inspiration.
Okay.
And we'll dig into that. But for right now, ready for the joke of the day?
Oh, we're actually gonna stay on and talk?
Yeah, after the joke of the day, we'll extend this, but we're gonna let some people kind of go their way.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have and then we're gonna go with the joke of the day. Actually, I don't really know. I know what happened when the car. Oh wait, is Google a male or a female?
It's not anything.
It's definitely female, because it doesn't even let you finish your sentence before making a suggestion.
Huh?
You never notice when you type in, it actually like.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Wah wah wah.
Is that your own joke? Like you made it up? Anyway, all right.
Okay.
I guess we don't dance off, because if we're gonna keep talking,
we can dance a little bit.
All right. For those that are leaving, see you later. Bye.
Bonus content. Here we are. You ready? Ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I just inspiration, following inspiration. The way that we got here doing this, and also some of the ways that we've been able, I guess, and we can go off. We don't have to be biblical here, okay? Because I can guarantee you there's lots of stuff we're going to share that's not biblical or according to someone else's rules. But how we follow the spirit, or how do we follow inspiration? Mm-hmm. I guess what maybe define a little bit of that, because maybe we can even use this situation that we just now went into here with us.
Mm-hmm. You put me on the spot, because now I'm like I have to I was anyway.
It's just oh, come on, you got this. I don't this is how we live, right?
Yeah. I know.
We were talking to
I
our
wasn't
daughter.
expecting this show to continue on longer, but okay.
Here we are.
Yeah.
There's someone still sitting in our kitchen at our table.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's
they didn't leave yet.
Hello. We didn't kick you out yet.
All right. So we were talking to Sava about this. Yeah. And we said, being when there's something in your heart, it's almost like, so heaven and earth are going to meet each other. An opportunity of some sort is going to rise up in front of you, and you're going to see it. Your job is to head towards it, to go and observe it, not necessarily to do it. Like last night, I took her to an open mic night. Sava is a singer and musical, person, and she's been wanting to work up the courage to do an open mic night. Well, we go into a guitar store, and the owner invites her
Right.
to an open mic night. So it's like almost like, right, heaven and earth are like urging her into something. I'm like, Sava, you got to at least go check it out. You don't have to go do it, but at least get close enough to where you can see it. And to me, that's a little bit of like following inspiration.
Right. Yeah, and also, I mean, it's kind of, that's something I've been thinking a lot about lately for myself and our family is like, okay, so because there's sometimes we might do things because we feel like that's what we have to do.
Ooh.
It's an expectation because of the career we're in or the thing we're pursuing or whatever, that we think that's what we have to pursue and do. And so we start to think about it. And we're like, well, that must be an inspiration, so I'm going to do this. Versus the actual inspiration of like, you just do it. And so I've been thinking a lot about that because sometimes we do things with a plan and this and that instead of just actually just doing it because it's just part of us. Our innate, it's in us, the essence of it, and of who we are. And so I've been not completely, I mean, there's things that we've done in our lives that have been definitely inspiration, and we just do it.
Yes, there have been.
Yeah, we just go and do it. We don't really think twice about it. We just do it. But then there's the times that we have thought twice about it, and we're like, okay, shouldn't we? Kind of like even the show that we've been doing,
Sure.
It's like, all right, So.
What I guess whenever I look at it, ultimately you're going to be walking a path alone. Sooner or later, like it probably starts out with a bunch of people headed the same way. But eventually, you're on this one little place by yourself. And by yourself, whether it's if you're single or as a family, you're walking a family path, But I remember when we went to, we said, oh, we're going to travel. And there were a lot of obstacles that were in our way, but there was no other option. We're going to travel. I remember one of the points of clarity, and so this is how we followed inspiration. We said, well, we're going to be a traveling family. And so we had the only way we could think of it happening was if we had an RV, right? And actually some people, when they hear our story, like I just had a guy reach out to me like, oh, I hear you and your family travel in an RV. I'm like, I didn't correct him, but it's like everyone thinks RV. That's what we thought. So we went according to that inspiration, and we went and we checked out RVs, and we would go inside and we would picture which ones I could drive this, or we could pull that, or and all of those things. But eventually we sat down and said, okay, remember, you're like, how do you really feel?
Yeah, we had some resistance, some hesitation about this thing,
And then when
about how to, like, do we really want to travel in an RV? Do we feel like this is what we want? Is this us?
And I'm like, no.
So, I mean, but immediately after that, another idea popped into our mind, and we started researching, and things just started to fall into place.
Fell right into place.
And that's what I feel like, yes, we follow those thoughts and ideas, and then along that, you never know, because in a way you have it in your mind, you're imagining it, you're thinking like, this is exactly what I want. But then when you actually go there, you're like, well, I don't know. We did that yesterday. It's funny because like Donnie and I the other day I was like driving and I said, you know what, honey, we need to start looking at open houses at that neighborhood that we said we've always wanted to maybe live in.
Right on the beach, right on the coast.
Right,
beautiful.
Here in St. Augustine.
We're not going to tell you the name of it.
Gorgeous neighborhood, beautiful homes in there.
I don't want anyone to buy the house that we might buy.
Well, definitely
it's
homes
called Sea Colony.
Above $1 million. And beach, it's a beach community. And so yesterday there were 3 open houses, and we went to see 3 of the houses. And I'm telling you, there was a part of me that felt a little bit kind of like first of all, I'm like, well, you don't just go to open houses because
I'm
you're
like,
not
yes,
in
you
the
do.
market. And then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, yeah, you can. That's why they have them, and so people can look at them. And I know a lot of people that just go visit houses because they like to look at the way that they're built or whatever, right? And or even how they decorate.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I just thought, let's just do that. So now we're going to be doing that on Sundays if there's an open house in certain areas, not the whole, not everywhere, but that we're interested in looking. And are we ready right now today to buy a house?
Not that kind of house.
No,
Not quite yet.
no,
Yeah.
no. But we are believing that when we do go and it's time, we'll be ready
And it's just
to write the check.
Yeah.
And buy the house.
Yeah,
and wherever it is, it might not even be here. We might in our search, not that we're really searching, but we're just going with the flow, inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
We might say like, you know what? No, this isn't exactly what we want. So we'll see.
I think it's interesting because it's almost like I feel like that we kind of have to do a little bit like the squirrel, right? So when we were when we were kids, we were always staying at campgrounds as a kid. And I remember watching in some of the places where the squirrels would get fed. The squirrels would, like, let's just say they see a picnic basket. Mm-hmm. Like one guy, he would get close, and then he'd run away. He'd get a little bit closer, and then he'd run away, and a little bit closer until finally his head was in the basket, and he's pulling out apples and sandwiches and stuff. And I feel like that's actually how we are with this, because anything that you're being pushed towards, by God, by your calling, by destiny, whatever, like however you find that drawing, like it's gonna be scary, and so you got to go a little bit like the squirrel, like you got to like, and so we went into these homes because by the time we're actually writing a check, it's not gonna be like, oh, this is unbelievable. Like it's gonna be like, no, this is how we felt it. It was natural, and so I guess it's like getting close. When you feel inspiration, go check something out.
Yeah.
Just like go to a class, go talk to someone who does it, go read a book, go do something that gets you a little bit closer to that sphere. Right now I'm doing a lot with speaking. I've never, and it scares the pee out of me, like some of it, because now I'm like, suddenly I'm a novice. And even though I've spoken in front of lots of people, it's always been for free. I've never gotten paid for speaking.
Yeah, but the thought of actually starting to do that, you know.
And it's like, but it's also exciting at the same time. And so the inspiration that's inside of me won't let me stop. Like I have to like inspire, breathe in, right? I have to keep going a little bit closer. But if at any moment I decide that it's not safe, I can just, like the squirrel, I can run away, and so can you. And I think that's
And a lot of times, I think we feel like we'll go there and it just doesn't feel right because it's just not a normal thing, and we'll just back up and say, you know what, forget it. This isn't it for me.
And that's fine too. I think.
And we do shut ourselves off sometimes too early. And I mean, we've done things before, like projects and stuff, and we'll go in and it's like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden we shut it off. But there's a part of us that thinks like, why didn't I continue with it, you know, or whatever. But then at the same time, we don't want to just stay in the past and beat ourselves up and say, why didn't I should have done, I should have stuck with it.
I will.
Instead of just say, you know what, if it's really, really, really supposed to be a part of me and who I'm supposed to be, it's going to show up again.
Yeah. Listen, it's. I heard someone say that opportunity is like a bus. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be another one that comes behind. So don't feel like there's only one opportunity ever. There's one lottery ticket ever. Yeah. It's not about that. Now, I will say that for you to get even to the place where you're the squirrel, kind of like checking things out, you're probably going to have to overcome and resist some things that have been controlling you. Mm-hmm. And so groupthink, and this includes religion or religious groups. Mm-hmm. This can include family, right? Family groups. Mm-hmm. This can include usually there's a group of people that says no, it's supposed to be this way. Mm-hmm. And I would say to you that anything that gets in the way of your freedom, I don't make it an enemy, but for the sake of this, like you've got to find a way to break off and put a boundary. No one should have control over you expressing you. Mm-hmm. No one should be in the way of you actually sharing what you believe to be true. Right. And you have a freedom to change what you believe to be true. We can all evolve. but it's breaking free, I think, from that control. I think we had to do some, because for a while, some of the things that we wanted to do, it's like, no, you can't do that. You can only school kids this way. You can only, this is the best way, and this is the only way. And, you know.
And a lot of times it's because we are looking for those, you know, we were asking for answers, and whereas we knew the answer inside rather than, you know,
right.
But we're always kind of trying to find. So the thing to practice is definitely just trust God within you.
Yes.
And that leading, you know.
Yeah, and believe that you were set free so that you can be free. Right? That in that freedom, that even if you miss it and mess up and you fall down, it's just like the kid that's like the baby trying to walk. It's okay. Like just get back up. Like it's like you're going to get there as long as you don't get beaten into submission and go back and say, well, they were all right. Everyone, I should have done what they said.
Right.
So
anyway,
just a little talk on following inspiration.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I think it's good to know.
Because we sometimes want to understand, like, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing for my life? And I mean, I wake up thinking, you know, like, okay, you know, because and my thinking also has changed, and I've shared this on here, is that I'm not all now thinking that goodness is around the corner, you know? So instead of something bad's going to happen if I take this path. So.
Yeah. I will tell you though, in the middle of all of these things, and this is where you need a friend, and we kind of hope to be sort of that, right, on this. But in the middle of all of those things, even as I've began to take a couple of different directions with the way that our business is going, and I say our business because our livelihood comes from, you know, the way that I serve the world, and in that, I feel like we've been taking courageous steps, but the certain fruit that you want to see isn't quite there. And I can just be honest with you and tell you that the feeling that you're doing something for nothing, that it doesn't matter, that that you are this diminished version of yourself rather than this grand, that is a real feeling. And obviously, like, I have this woman here, I have a coach, I have other people around me, but it's like, get someone around you that can talk you up and not let you give up in the middle of those places. Because I can say that just like the emotional down, like, we can do weird things when our emotions are out of whack. And so be careful and be alert for there.
Definitely. Well, I hope you enjoyed our bonus edition. I know we
super smiley.
Went a little extra long, but
hey, that's just for the ones that want it.
Yeah, it's all right. We're just going to be flowing.
Yes, we will.
Flowing. All right, are we leaving?
Let's leave.
All right,
wait,
bye.
Bonus edition number 2.